there, United Kingdom Talk. It's Friday the 15th of July 2011. My name's Chris Reardon. Quite a nice day yesterday. As I say, I went to see my friend Justin, who runs the Steam Coach in Boxmore. I'm going to be doing some DJs on alternative Saturday nights. And I got rid of all my old vinyl. Virtually all of it. There's a few more bits and pieces around that I found since. You know, no reason I didn't give them to him. But I didn't go through them. Here comes the cats. Good morning, Katie. Come on in. Up you come. Do you want to jump or shall I lift you today? I shall lift you. As you're sitting there waiting to be lifted onto the very comfortable Chris's lap. There we are. All right. What was I saying? Oh, yes. So I got rid of all my vinyl. And it's funny. I didn't feel attached to it. This stuff has been sitting around for years in boxes. It's never going to come out. I'm almost certain it's not worth anything. There were boxes of them everywhere. And it is the vinyl that I really started DJing out on. You know, little 45 and 12-inch singles and LPs as well that I used to take around to people's weddings and birthdays and all that business. Of course, I haven't used this stuff for years and years because we then went on to CDs, and CDs I played for a while. I've already got rid of all the old CD singles. They went to Justin as well just a couple of weeks ago. And now, of course, we're all on computers and laptops and things like that. All my music is on a laptop, you know. Thousands of records held on a laptop. So much easier to carry around, and there really is no point in hanging on to this old vinyl. So to be honest, I'm pleased to have got rid of it, and now I've got a huge space now in my garage. I've got all sorts of bits and pieces in the garage, you know. It kind of starts off in the house, doesn't it? Then it moves up to the loft, or if you're lucky enough to have a big loft, your attic. And then from the attic it goes out to a shed, and then from the shed to a garage, and then it just sits there, as it has been doing so in the loft and the shed as well. So I'm quite pleased to have got rid of it, and it's created a bit more space in the garage. So no longer do I have to squeeze my fat bum in and out of the door because there's boxes of records in the way. All gone. And quite frankly, I'm glad it's gone. You can't hang on to all this stuff all the time. So a very nice day with him. We talked about a little bit of the impending Saturday night DJing, which I should be doing there from. Not this Saturday, the Saturday after. So what's that? 16, 23rd. I'll be there on the 23rd of July. If you're around the Hemel, Hempstead, Oxford, Hemel, Hempstead area of the UK, I shall be in the Steam Coach Boxmore on Saturday the 22nd of July, 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. It's just a little family pub, you know, probably. Not many people might dance, or maybe no one to dance. It's quite nice atmosphere in there. All right. Now, some emails. Hello to Vicky, who sent this in a few weeks ago, who says, "Hi Chris, thanks for sharing the news on what's happening at St Margarets Church." Yes, do you remember that a few weeks ago? She goes on because this church is looking at now being knocked down because burglars kept stealing the roof. The water's got in, ruined the church underneath, and they don't think they can save it now unless a lot of money comes from somewhere, and they haven't got it. It says, "You were wondering how someone could steal copper from a roof and not get caught. You know, these are big sheets. How can no one see what's going on? Big sheets of copper." Vicky says, "I'm thinking that if the thieves bought an unmarked truck and dressed like workmen, perhaps in matching T-shirts as if they work for a particular firm, bought proper or at least plausible tools and acted like they were making repairs, they could take the copper off the roof, put it in their truck without raising much, if any, suspicion. To the casual observer, this would look like a roof repair in progress." This is so true, this is. You know, this has got to be what's happened. "I suggest this as a possible scenario because I know of an incident at a condo in Connecticut, in the USA, near where Vicky lives, where a gang of thieves robbed some unit owners by pretending to be from a moving company. They pulled up the truck in front of the unit, broke into the front door, and spent the morning taking all the owner's possessions out and packing them into a truck. I mean, it worries you, doesn't it? You know, when you go on holiday, anyone could do that. You think about it. Next time you go on holiday, anyone could turn up with removal. Yeah, we're just moving this for Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so or whatever. It's so easily done, isn't it? At a big condo, someone is always moving in, so the truck and their movers did not attract attention because they blended into the background, basically by being so bold about it. If they were sneaking around and looking dodgy, they would have raised suspicions. I think there is a saying about the boldness in criminals, but I can't remember it at the moment. Anyone else remember that? This whole scenario, that's the closing of St. Margaret's Church, sounds very familiar to me from something that happened in the town where I used to live. There was a small church that caught on fire and was heavily damaged. The priest who run the parish saw this as an opportunity to close down this church and tell the locals to go to another church in the parish. He refused to do anything about the repairs for a long time, over a year, maybe even longer. To make a long story short, that's something that I'm not very good at, I must admit. I do tend to string out stories as long as possible, Vicky, as you know. But to make a long story short, a group of local parishioners managed to get in contact with Cardinal OConnor, now deceased, and told him what was going on in the parish. A big town hall style of meeting was held, and the Cardinal came to hear the locals speak out. Well, upon hearing the amount of support that this little church has, and upon hearing some things that the local priest had neglected to tell them, the Cardinal effectively reversed the decision of the local priest, and the church was repaired, reopened, and masses are held there on Sundays to this day. A few months after the church was repaired, Cardinal OConnor came unannounced to the Sunday Mass. Truly, I think this church was reopened despite the efforts of the local priest to close it down, and because of the efforts of the parishioners themselves. And by the way, did St. Margaret's have any insurance policy that could have paid for the repairs, either after the theft of the copper or for the water damage, etc., that happened to the church as a result of the roof being stolen? What did the insurance pay, and who has that money? Yeah, that's a point, isn't it? Surely all these places are insured, aren't they? I mean, you've got to have your own place insured. I mean, I have my house insured. If for some reason it blew up, the insurance would pay for having it rebuilt. I wish the parishioners of St. Margaret's well in their efforts to have their church repaired and reopened. Be well, Chris. The sun is shining. Oh, it is today here as well. It's lovely day here today. The sun is shining and it promises to be a glorious day. I hope the sun is shining wherever you are and that you can get out to enjoy the day. Love, Vicky. Yeah, it's actually quite a nice day today. But we're not looking at a good weekend, apparently. Looks like a lot of rain is forecast. Yes. Once again, another wet summer for the UK, possibly. I don't know. Got to say hello to new viewer, John Golding 2011, who says, I'm a new viewer, love the show, will be watching daily. So welcome along, John. Whereabouts are you, John? Do let us know where you are, okay? Hello to Community Spirit, and we're still getting these comments in on Ronnie's appearance. Actually, Ronnie's coming over later, so we might try and get him to do a show for tomorrow, okay? Community Spirit via YouTube writes, very entertaining, Chris. You should have Ronnie back for more shows. The format seems to flow better as a duo. Do you think so? Well, surely the duo is me and my cat, not me and him. Dear, dear me. Neptune DLD says, that's what we all need, Chris. You mentioned a Chris Reardon bobby head to keep us in a positive mood, and shop on a rope or soap on a rope to keep the most vital and sweaty places on our body clean. A Chris Reardon soap on a rope. And Neptune did actually send us a link where you can actually... I thought I typed that out. Maybe I didn't type that out. Let me just have a quick look here. No, I didn't type that out. I meant to type that out, but there is actually a place, certainly in the States, that you can have your own personalised bobbing head thing made. But they're quite expensive. I think the cheapest one was about $90, which is about 45 quid, which is a little bit... If I bought a load of that, you wouldn't buy them, would you? Oh, I can't believe... If I had a load of those made, would you be willing to buy one of those? Well, with a postage, it's got to be about $130. You wouldn't want one of those on your mantelpiece, would you? Anyway, time to go, boys and girls. As always, thanks for watching and listening to the show. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk if you want to send anything in, all right? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Best way to watch the show is to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which always shows the latest show. My YouTube username is Chris Reardon UK, okay? youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.